What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you guys a review of the highly anticipated collaboration between Nigel Sylvester and Jordan Brand on this Air Jordan 4 brick after brick. Since we're talking about a potential shoe of the year contender, that leads me to the topic of grails. Grail sneakers, the ones that are extremely valuable, the ones that you maybe wear a couple times a year and then the rest of the time they're just sitting in a shoebox on your shelf. But have you ever wondered if there's a way to really preserve the life of those sneakers, ensure that you can wear them for longer without worrying about them crumbling? Well, the answer to that is a product called Capsule. Today's video is sponsored by Capsule, and it's a sneaker preservation system which helps to extend the life of your sneakers by up to 2 times. It's a very simple process and it looks just like this. So this is how you store your shoes inside this capsule system. This is an airtight UV protected pod, and this is how you keep your shoes stored in when you're not wearing them. But the magic with this system comes in the form of a cartridge which contains a gas. This is a specially formulated gas that you then inject into the pod itself right here. And this cartridge not only pushes out any bad air in here containing oxygen or dirt or moisture, but by injecting that preservative, it represents the ideal state to keep your shoes stored inside. So there was a ton of research that went behind this product. It's heavily backed by science. They did testing where they compared a shoe kept in a normal shoebox versus one kept in the capsule system, and the results really speak for themselves. Capsule tackles the 2 main reasons why your shoes fade, age, and crumble over time, which is hydrolysis and oxidization. So check out their website, I'll link that down below for you guys to do your own research. Make sure you're comfortable with the product first before you actually decide to give them a try. But let me tell you, I'm a believer in this system, and it's something that I use for my more expensive grails, the ones that I don't wear too often. So check out Capsule, I'll link their socials, their website down below. And if you do decide to give them a try, tell them that you heard about them through this channel. So this right here is the highly anticipated sequel between pro BMX rider Nigel Sylvester with Jordan Brand on the Air Jordan 4. So last year was arguably the shoe of the year called Brick by Brick. That was that all red Jordan 4 that had the entire community and industry talking. But this year's sequel is heavily influenced by the fire red Jordan 4, as you can tell just by looking at this shoe. And it's given the nickname Brick After Brick. This is about celebrating the ongoing process of building success. So these released on May 22nd for $230 US or $290 here in Canada. The official colorway for this shoe is Sail, Cinnabar, Anthracite, and Muslin. And while the first pair was inspired by clay bricks, this pair in contrast draws inspiration from concrete cinder blocks, which oftentimes act as the foundation of buildings. They're able to carry heavy loads and allow buildings to remain standing. So according to Nigel Sylvester, the cinder block represents the heavy and oftentimes unseen discipline that's required to maintain that success once you've started to build it. So similar but dissimilar to the Brick by Bricks, this comes in a custom box, but unlike the first colorway where it was done in red, for this pair it draws inspiration from concrete blocks. So that's why it's done in this gray color, but it still has a similar textured feel to it on all sides of this box. And we still have Bike Air branding on the top lid. And when you open up the shoes for the first time, both the left and right shoes are wrapped in these clear bags individually. And then these 2 shoes are held together using this Velcro strap, mimicking the look of how concrete cinder blocks are kept and transported on their way to a construction site, for example. So I love the creativity, I love that extra mile that they went. It really echoes the theming of this collaboration so well on this shoe. So diving into the details of the shoe itself, unlike the Brick by Bricks where they utilized a nubuck material, for this pair they utilized a genuine smooth leather instead. So this leather is a genuine leather and it feels pretty decent to the touch. There is like a thin coating of polyurethane on the top, but overall it has a pretty nice feel to it in hand. Surrounding the front toe cap, we have another overlay of this same leather. And this being a genuine leather, there is some variation in terms of how tumbled or how smooth the leather is, but that comes on a case-to-case basis. Luckily for my pair, the left and right foot weren't that different. On the lateral side of the toe box, we have this mini swoosh embroidered in this cinnabar color, which is basically like red. And then moving downwards, we have that signature lace crown. This is done in this red TPU, which holds the bottom 3 eyelets. Next to this, we have more of that genuine leather, and we have this reflective 3M panel in this cream color instead of just normal mesh. And then overlaid on top of this, we have this cream colored rubber netting, which makes this shoe kind of look like an aged version of the Fire Red 4s. Next to this, we have another lace crown along with a triangular shaped TPU wing, and then next to this, covering the top portion of the ankle collar area as well as on the bottom, we have more of that genuine leather. On the heel, instead of a hard plastic, here we have a leather heel tab, and just like the box, it has this textured feel to it, but you can tell from the sides that it is still a genuine leather. Embroidered in the center, instead of Nike Air, we have Bike Air, and then on the back side of this heel tab, we have this embroidered graphic of a bike, and this serves as a nod to Nigel Sylvester. Hanging off the shoe, it also comes with a similarly textured hang tag, and this feels pretty much identical to the heel tab. And then for the laces, these come with 3 different lace options. So the standard lace that they come with, and my favorite, are these off-white colored flat laces. They also come with a dark gray or anthracite colored lace, which gives the shoe a lot of contrast. I just don't really like how it looks. And then there's also a red colored lace too. Underneath this, the tongue is covered in a layer of reflective 3M, along with that cream colored netting on top. On the top of the tongue, you can see that genuine leather once again. And then we have this large patch with Jumpman Flight branding. On the back of the tongue, this is covered in a red colored liner, and instead of Air Jordan branding here, the tag here is still done upside down, but instead it reads Jordan Biking Co. 2017. And then the remainder of the interior of the shoe, this is covered in a off-white colored liner instead. For the insoles, these come with a polyurethane lined foam insole. This is technically a Dream Cell insole, but it is still a type of polyurethane. It's covered in this black colored finish on top, and you can see here we have Nigel Sylvester branding pressed onto the heel of the left foot. So the upper of the Jordan 4 sits atop a polyurethane foam midsole, and this is painted in this anthracite or dark gray color on the top and this cream color on the bottom. Encased within this midsole, we do have Nike Air technology. This is visible on this cutaway on the heel, revealing the Air unit, which is done in this red color. And then for the bottom of the shoe, here we have your traditional Air Jordan 4 outsole. This is done in a mix of cream, dark gray, and red colored rubber. The red rubber has a bit of a semi-translucent finish to it, and then in the middle of the heel we have this big and bold Nike logo. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this shoe, and for those wondering about how these fit, so this was actually really strange. Jordan 4s in my past experience have been more of a snug fitting Jordan. So for me, I'm a true size 10, slightly on the wider side. I wear a size 10 in a lot of Jordans like the Jordan 1, Jordan 3, Jordan 11 for example, but for Jordan 4s historically, I've worn between a 10 and a 10.5 because they do run a little bit snug and a little bit narrow in the toe box area. But for this specific shoe, they definitely run roomy. So I got this shoe in a size 10 and there's over a thumb's width space between the top of the shoe and the top of my toe. So more than the width of my thumb, which in my case is a little bit too roomy for me. I prefer more of a snug one-to-one fit. So I feel like if you have a narrow, normal, or slightly wide foot, you can go a half size down from your true size if you like more of that snug one-to-one exact fit. If you don't mind a little bit extra room in the toe box, then you could go true to size. And if you have a really wide foot, you'd probably be better off going true to size as well. But for everyone else, I usually prefer something like a index finger's width space between the top of the shoe and my toe. But for this shoe, it was more than the width of my thumb. So that just felt a little bit too roomy for me, but your mileage may vary. Moving on to the comfort, so these feel like any recent Jordan 4, so it's not really that comfortable of a sneaker. You can feel a little bit of the squish with the insole, but other than that, it feels pretty firm. There's really not too much cushioning underfoot. The good thing is though that the leather that they use on this shoe, it feels very soft and broken in straight out of the block, so you're not gonna have a lot of breaking time required as far as the upper goes, but the underfoot feeling is just your normal Jordan 4, so I'm personally just not crazy about it. Finally, in terms of the quality and the craftsmanship, so first off, the material quality, I thought it was solid, not anything amazing, but it definitely was above average. The upper of the shoe utilizes genuine leather. This feels pretty solid to the touch. Some of the panels felt better than others depending on the specific cut of leather that they used. But like I mentioned from the start, there's bound to be some variation with the leathers, even across your left and right foot. And then I thought the overall build of the shoe was decent. I had some minor issues with the paint job on the midsole, but other than that, I thought the shoe was pretty well put together. The netting was flat, not ripply or wavy whatsoever, and my left and right foot seemed symmetrical. So all in all, while I wasn't blown away with the overall quality, it definitely was a step above like a normal GR. And I have to say, I was pretty happy with these in hand. So with all of that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet, I'll lace them up, and I'll show you guys how these look. No doubt this is a beautiful colorway of the Jordan 4, and this being predominantly white in color makes this the more wearable colorway between this and the Brick by Bricks. But as far as wow factor or pop, I feel like this one feels a little bit more subdued. It's a nice colorway, but it doesn't really feel like it's giving us anything that new. So I definitely see a lot of people having this in their top 3 to 5 sneaker of the year list by the time the end of the year rolls around. For me, I think this is a very, very nice shoe. I just don't know if it necessarily will land in my top 5 when it's all said and done. It's a great shoe though, don't get me wrong, and I'm very happy that I was able to grab these for retail. I just feel like when I look at this, it just kind of looks like a variant of a Fire Red 4, and it just doesn't really strike me the same way that the Brick by Bricks did, with that being like all red. It just really popped and it really made a statement. This one is more subdued obviously, which is fine. And I can see why people like this one a lot more. It is the more normal looking shoe with, of course, small hits that make it unique to Nigel Sylvester. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this Brick After Brick Nigel Sylvester Air Jordan 4? What are your overall thoughts on this collaboration? And for anyone watching, did you pick these up for retail? Did you strike out and buy these on the secondary market? Or did you pass on these and you were just not a fan, which is, again, totally fine. Leave your comments down below, and if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I'll link my socials down below for you guys to check out and follow. And as always, thank you for your continued love and support, and I'll catch everybody in my next video.